Well, it is race day at the Roseburg Indoor, but welcome back to today's video. This should be, if my math is correct, our 7th start here during the 2021-2022 indoor winter season at Roseburg. So you guys have become quite familiar with the place through all the videos. Race cars all ready to rip, clean, maintenance, and we will be hitting the track within the next 5 minutes. Now, during our 6 starts we have here this winter, we have 4 victories. One of those coming in the factory QRC orange cart and 3 of them in this cart. And this cart specifically, it's only been on track 3 times, which means it has a 100% win ratio. Trying to keep that streak alive, and we're gonna get that all started right now. So I'm gonna go strap in, we have hot laps, and then we're gonna come right back around for single car qualifying. Well, the qualifying report didn't feel bad. Feel like we could be a little bit better though. We definitely have good speed. I just feel a little bit tight through the center of the corner and I just can't really get rotated. With this tire rule, you know, as I've talked about, they've mandated a 50 on the right rear, which is the hardest burst racing tire you can run on an Outlaw Kart. This is our first night on it with the 450, and it definitely doesn't feel like you have as much grip. Almost like you're on ice a little bit, so we're just trying to kind of tune in our setup for that. But I feel good. I mean, our car has good speed, but I definitely feel like we can be better. And like I said, the big part of it is just kind of getting into the corner. I just can't get rotated enough and get the car turned to where it sticks. And I think I lose some time there. So I'm gonna run up, check out the lap times, see where we're at, and I'll give you guys a quick update before we roll into heat races, which are arguably the most important part of our night here at Roseburg. Well, a quick update here after qualifying. It's obviously much later in the evening now. We ended up 5th quick out of 19 cars in the open class. So with that, we are now gonna be starting outside pole of heat race number 2. You need to do as good as you can in these heat races. It's a crucial part of the night. So if we can, we need to try to win this. That would get us a first. And then in the next round of heats, we are gonna be starting in the back and we have to move forward. Race car's good. I think I could have drove a little harder in qualifying and we did some stuff to try to free it up. So I'll give you guys another update after heat race number 1. But like I said, starting outside pole, we need to try to get a good jump, get out front, and worst case scenario, settle for 2nd. Well, Dad's working on the quad, not the race car, which is actually, I guess, a good sign. How did we run in the heat race?
We got first.
Won it from the outside pole. Dad's trying to fix the lights here in our quad as it's been out for the last couple of races. Got a good start though. I talked about how that was probably going to be the most important part. If we could get out front, I knew that we'd be able to win the heat. And starting next to Chase Hill, a very accomplished Outlaw Kart driver, a guy that I've raced against for many, many years, and he's won quite a few big shows, always has speed. He got a good jump on the bottom. The first time I was able to kind of take the lane away from him, that got called back because a couple guys in the back wrecked. Then on the next start, he slid slid me, was able to complete it because he got a better start, and I hit the brake and was able to cross and kind of use the grip on exit of the corner to shoot myself down the straightaway. Then we got a single file restart. Then we might even had another restart. I don't know. There was a ton of yellows, but the race car was good, and once I was out front, I got in my rhythm. Don't really want to change much. Just want to get through this next heat race. We're going to be rolling off from 5th. So if we can get to the win, or if we can get to the lead here in this heat race, that should put us on the front row of tonight's A main event. But we do have work to do. A lot can happen. It can be chaotic in the back. So we're just going to try to keep our head on a swivel, watch out for guys in front of us, maybe follow someone to the front, or make our own way.
The two. That's a flip-flop on the whole thing as we go green. Looks like a carbon copy replay of heat race number 1 with Holmes and Hill battling it out for the top spot of the heat race. Holmes to the point, Hill giving chase.
Well, a quick intermission here after all the heat races are completed. You guys saw we went 5th to 1st there in the 2nd round, which is going to give us the pole of tonight's A main event. Track position is going to help a lot in that 25 lap feature, but there for a minute it wasn't looking great in the heat. It was a total hornet's nest blender, whatever you want to call it. There was 2 and 3 wide in front of me on the first couple of laps, and I was probably 5th or 6th, and then finally the seas kind of parted. A couple of guys got together. I don't even know what happened, but just things went our way. We got into 2nd. I talked about Chase Hill. I knew he was going to be one of the guys to beat, and I think he was having some engine trouble as it was just struggling to stay running at full potential. I was able to get by him. Then we had a couple restarts, and with a little bit of chaos, I was able to win that heat race from 5th. Now it's just all about what the racetrack's going to do. A lot of grip down low, a little bit harder here in the middle, and then there's grip up top. But the catch about up top is, yes, it could be fast, but a lot of the other classes run down low and they just throw marbles up here. And with these hard tire compounds on the right rear, they don't like dust. So if it gets dusty up here, it almost eliminates any chance of trying to build speed or run this line. So it really narrows up the racetrack. Hopefully they'll be able to do something. They might work it here for a minute, but we're really going to keep an eye on the bottom, as I think if I get out front and run down there, it's going to be really hard to drive around the 18T. So A main event will be coming soon. Okay, grabbing the hat real quick. We're rolling off from the pole. Just finalized everything on the go-kart, hoping we made the right call, and I guess I'll have more of an update for you after this. But I'm gonna strap in 25 laps around the Roseburg Indoor. It's gonna be a barn burner, gonna have some yellows, hopefully some green flag laps. But I think if we run a smart race and outrace these guys, we should be able to bring home the win, but it's not gonna be easy. Let's head on out.
Here we go. Chase Hill got a start that time. Pushed through under the 9 of Woodcock as Woodcock gets bundled up. As Hubert gets tangled. Brings out another caution for the 47, the 12, the 8. We have massive carnage off of turn 4.
Well, we got the job done, but I think the car got its first ding in it for the night. To go 4 races, and that's kind of the first thing you can see as far as damage goes, I guess that's pretty good. 4 races, 4 wins. No matter how you win these races, parking it in victory lane is a successful night. And I'm really proud of, what we've been able to do with this car, up here at the Roseburg Indoor. And I always say it's just a huge testament to Jimmy Elledge, QRC, the Spitfire, Forefront Racing engines, the whole package that we have. I had to do some after the A-main event. I came back and my dad already had everything loaded. But other than our success and, our good laps we ran out front and just clicking them away, the A-main was a disaster. So many yellows, so many wrecks, guys doing donuts as we're racing back to the yellow, sliding each other, intentionally crashing. Like, it just sucked. We didn't even get a chance to really race. It was just like stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. And that's so frustrating because I want to get out and do some green flag laps. I don't necessarily want to see lap traffic because that could hinder my chance of winning. But at the same time, you know what? It would be interesting to run a whole A-main event with no yellows. That is like my dream. And I don't know, just a lot of these guys in the open class need to get their act together and figure it out. So we decided to stop by the track before we head out. Here's a look at our feature winner check. Awesome what they're doing here at Roseburg and building, the Outlaw Kart scene in the state of Oregon. This is my home, and we've always traveled to California to race, so it's cool to have something a little bit closer and a place that we can really support. As far as looking at the racetrack, I wanted to show you guys a little bit, kind of kneel down here with me. You can see how it really started to get slick here through the middle, and guys tried to work up top, but I talked about how dirty it gets, where over this way, what we utilize most of the feature, this is grip, and I would just roll the bottom, try to get a good launch on the starts, kind of try to stay in the middle of the straightaway, didn't want to get too high because it was still dusty up there, and just slow roll the bottom. If you could even get your left front down by these little white discs, they don't even upset the race car much. So really tried to utilize that, and with a lot of stop and goes and quite a few yellows, we're able to stay out front and get the win. 4th win in the black 18T. Like I've been saying, just a huge shout out to Jimmy Elledge, QRC, what they do as a company and providing such an awesome product, and it's just fun to go race. Keep in the seat during the winter time, get to run laps. It's going to be really valuable, I think, for the rest of 2022. Also, shout out to my dad. He works incredibly hard, and we didn't really change a whole lot throughout the night, but the calls that we did make, he did a good job being on top of that and giving me a good car. So shout out to him. And then also shout out to Carly. She had a good night herself. So thank you guys so much. We'll see you all in the next one, and we will be back for some more Roseburg races to finish off the winter season, and then we'll be back to Red Bluff in February. Deuces.